Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I want to welcome you all to today's edition of the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. Ladies and gentlemen, this show today is a follow-up on a previous show that I did a few weeks back. Because you see, for many people, sometimes they would come online, for some reason, the things they talk about, who knows? It's probably based on entertainment or, just to try to troll people. But over here, yes, it can be entertaining sometimes, but it's also educational. I call it edutainment. And for the longest time, growing up, I've always wondered about things like colonialism. I said, how did the Europeans, how were they able to colonize the Africans? How did this happen? But as time went on, as I started reading books and understanding history, I became more and more interested and kept reading about the writings of the Europeans of that era and afterwards. But one thing I have realized, one thing I learned was they came with an agenda. They don't have to, it doesn't have to be thousands of them. It doesn't have to be millions of them. But you see, when a group of people come together and hatch a plan, they hatch a plan against you, you have no chance because it's not going to be on a level playing field. I know some are wondering, where is this going? Just stick with me. Just stick with me. We'll get there. So you would say that's not fair, right? It doesn't mean you're stupid or dumb. The individual, they came up with a plan that they know you are not going to agree to it. It's not your values. You don't want to be a part of it. But once that plan is hatched and they come to you, guess what? You have no choice because that plan is what is going to be implemented. Now you become the prey. Now that would bring us to today's show. Last time I played a video that I analyzed of this Black American guy from New York. I'm going to read his profile to you. Oh, hi, Osun Eyemi. I'm going to read his profile, what he refers to himself as. He said about himself, his name is Matthews Knowledge. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I am an ex-male fetish escorter slash gigolo, sexologist, cysto indigo, comedian, dynamic English teacher, empathy indigo, health nut, personal fitness trainer. So this guy is a nutcase. Most people would just say, oh, He's just a nut job whatsoever. But is he really a nut job? If he is a nut job, doesn't that make him dangerous? I can see if it's just somebody who they just talk about these things, but they don't put it to practice. He is actually taking the steps, traveling around Africa. And he said he's seeking virgins. And he's met many young women, according to him. Last time I played a video of him in the Gambia with a Gambian woman that most of us were questioning. Was she in her right mind? But he claims that's his wife. And also, this guy talks about being on Pornhub. He said he has other wives in Kenya, in Ethiopia. So this is why I gave you that colonial analogy. Because you're sitting there in Africa naive, not understanding that people have agendas. The script has been written. Now they just need the pieces to fill up that script. You're playing a character in somebody's idea. Now, how detrimental is that going to be to you is to be questioned. Because I can see if it was something that both parties understand what they're getting themselves into, then one can say, oh, what's there to talk about? This man literally talks about, uploading videos on Pornhub. This is a porno website. I highly doubt people in the Gambia are down for that. I highly doubt it. So these unsuspecting young women who, for some reason, because unfortunately people believe when you come from the Western world, you can change their life. Like, people are rich, people have everything. So sometimes that blinds them, and it ends up hurting them way more than they think. They don't understand the type of people they are coming in contact with. They don't understand the cultural differences. They don't understand how sick people can be in this Western culture. I don't think people in Africa in general, especially Gambia, I don't think they have a clue about how sick people coming from America really can be. I don't think they get it. But I'm going to try to break it down. Hopefully, some would get it. This right here, like for instance, whatever you see in life, people have different interests in life. Some people, they say we are Pan-Africanists. They go to Gambia. They want to do business. They want to focus on land. That's your thing. That's your thing. My thing, from the time I was a young boy, this didn't just begin. I've been on this crusade to try to point out the sick people out of society. I want to enlighten people about the sickness that is invading Africa, and especially Gambia. Because most of these people, they don't live here. They've never been here. They are just naive. They're like, oh, I'm just meeting somebody cool. So with this quote unquote movement, they say Pan-Africanism. You have to realize it's going to come with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when I say the bad and the ugly, you have no idea how ugly it can be. They would turn your life upside down. Your life would be destroyed. Your life would be ruined. Because imagine seeing yourself, your family member, your relative, people you know, your countrymen being put on porn websites, because that's what's going to happen. The man is showing himself as that. And I know people say, even back in the days, some people like to talk about, oh, why don't you talk about this sex tourism? You don't think I've always talked about this? I remember even when growing up there, your parents, many parents, they tell you can't go around that beach side, you can't go around the tourist area. They frown upon that. And even we have perverts, even in Gambia there. Because I've seen few who sometimes they come in my chat. They try to say, oh, bro, you have no idea in Gambia, how the women are now. Okay. There has always been degenerate, sick people, as far as I could tell. I remember I used to see grown ups, grown men who would hang around the high school or middle school trying to pick on young girls. But don't you think we still have to shame these people? We have to call them out. Somebody has to let them know what they are doing is wrong. If you live in that country, what do you think? You, as a pervert, you hanging around some high school girls, high school, or their middle school in the hopes of picking her up, and their parents find out, or their brothers find out. What do you think will happen? That is if they're from a morally cultured family where they don't allow such degeneracy to penetrate their life. Yes, it doesn't mean sometimes some of the people are not going to do what they want to do, but the truth of the matter is someone has to point this out. And if I have to be that lone wolf in the forest, I'm happy to do that. Hey, you don't have to do exactly. You don't have to do what I'm saying. You don't have to take what I'm saying. But people with high moral standards that hear what I'm saying here would completely understand. Because you have people online, foreigners, making videos, talking about they are coming over there to Gambia in search of virgins. This man made a first video. In this video, he was with a Gambian female there who said she's 24 years old. He made the video. We all saw it. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch, in my previous broadcast. I analyzed that video. And I also heard that there's a popular Gambian, news website, social media called What's on Gambia, have also touched on this to let Gambians know this man is into porn. He's going to take your daughter's recordings and put them online. Most Gambians, this would be beyond their imagination. There's no way they can even believe that, somebody would do that to them. They can't even imagine it. I'm just telling you the mindset. But I'm here to wake you up from your naivete so that you understand that now the world is global and now you're coming in contact with wolves, sheeps in a wolf clothing. You're coming in contact with degenerate cultures. Because you see, with this quote unquote Pan-Africanist movement, you have to realize we have to call it for what it is. Yes, we see it's mostly black people moving, saying Pan-Africanism, but the culture in America, we all know, we have the whataboutism. Because even this, when I'm talking about it, somebody was, what about the white people? See, you and I, we are not raised like that. We speak truth where truth is necessary. Or to say they have this thing called no snitch code. Oh, I'm not going to speak on that person because they are black. See, the moment you drink that poison, that is the beginning of the end. That is the beginning of your destruction. No snitching. No snitching. I'm not part of that code. Because what that means is you should turn a blind eye to your own destruction. So that's why they would talk about the Pan-Africanism, Black Power, all that. But how come you would never see any of them openly come and address this type of situations? Like what is going on there? And I'm not saying people should step up and do this, but I'm just waking you, the African, the Gambian, so that the agenda back in the days, over hundreds of years ago, that other foreigners, Europeans wrote to colonize you, me, and everybody, to colonize people before us who were unsuspecting. They didn't know what was happening, but they are part of the script. And the video I'm about to show you, you're going to see the same thing playing out. You're going to see the same thing playing out. So you can pass this video on so that it can reach the people that it needs to reach. Maybe once and for all, our quote unquote African officials, Gambian officials, who tell the people to vote them in, instead of just going around, beating drums, dancing, eating, jollof rice, whatsoever, maybe they can step up and sensitize the population. I'm about to play the video here, Follow me here, people.
To my page. My page about common sense. I try to keep it down on the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, something very good, there's something very, very, very important. And hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my page. My page about common sense. I try to keep it down on the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, something very good, there's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertarians, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. You're going down the rabbit hole here when you watch my videos, man. I have some strange and unique content that no guys don't be talking about on the internet. And also on top of that,
and you guys see what the title is: Pornhub new policy. Pornhub new policy. So this guy have no problem publishing himself on Pornhub, and he's going to talk about that here. Is this the type of Pan-Africanism you, the African, have in mind? So when people try to shame you, talking about, oh, you don't want to follow the Pan-Africanism, why don't you clean up the group that is coming with you? Why don't you address that group first? But this flat blackness that they try to talk you into, when in fact, the places we come from, everyone is black. If somebody is degenerate, somebody is doing something wrong, do you say, oh no, he has the same skin color as me, I don't have to address it? That's not what you say. You don't say, oh, what about the white people? What about the white people? So just because the white person does it, you should do it too? Show me the white person that is doing it. You don't think if a white person does the same thing, it will be considered degenerate too? So it's not about the skin color. It's about character. So these are the type of characters that is coming your way.
Please read my description on who I am. Okay, I am an eccentric, abstract individual, schizo indigo. Okay, individual type of child. Okay, I am not like everybody else.
Lots of people may consider me mentally ill, but I'm really not because my shit actually works. Okay. When I talk about crazy shit or I do cringy things, I do that for the majority of masses of asses. There's a method to my madness. But let's get on with the topic for today. As you already should know, I got Martheus Knowledge 3 pulled down. I'm a prodigy and I have videos for the things I say and the things I do. I don't like talking like a lot of individuals like Kevin Samuels and people who don't have no videos and shit. So I'm the real alpha psychopath here, okay? Don't get me wrong, don't fuck with me, okay? If you think you can try to screw with me, okay? Now let's get on with the subject, man. I'm also on Pornhub and OnlyFans because I'm a model type of guy. I used to do fitness training for fat women and shit and all sorts of crazy shit. Shit that you can't continue with, but I'm being arrogant because I have to be this way. I'm professional off the camera, so when I talk to you and you got a little problem, please don't be up in your feelings, okay? All right? So, the topic for today is oh yeah, also if you want to see if I lived in Ethiopia, I always try to pursue virgins and polygyny all the time because I'm alpha and I don't do simping. Check out Marty's.
Did you guys catch that? He said he's also in Ethiopia, always seeking virgins. Guys, let me ask you a question. Those of you that are from Africa, imagine somebody, some foreigner comes to your country, wherever you're from, Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever, telling you the things he's saying. Oh, I'm here to look for the virgins. How do you think that would go? But this is happening. And he's exhibiting, I don't think he's too well, but this is not just internet talk. He is physically going to these places. If this was just internet talk, I wouldn't waste my time or your time to talk about this. But this is beyond internet talk. He is physically going to these places, bringing this mess over there.
No, it's the first one. You got to read in the description. Everything you need is down in this subscription. Also, I prefer you to join my Patreon. I'll get rid of you off of my Patreon if you're really not participating, because I'm doing this for therapeutic purposes. I'm being a noble person. And if anybody wants to go to Gambia with me, you pay your dues and I'll give you the instructions and we'll go together to hang with a real alpha. All right. The crazy schizo alpha. And what is a schizo anyway? I just want to make sure you get these things clear just so you can know who I am before I talk about this small topic. It's not a long video. A schizologist, okay, which is a term I made up, is someone who has schizophrenia, okay, and I just want you to understand that if I hear voices, it's real, motherfucker, and they have helped me since I was a child. So that makes me very unique over the others. While some people like to make fun of me, but they don't understand the real side of me. They just think I'm delusional because I'm schizo. Okay, just ignore that.
So you guys hear it. He hears voices. And GOJ, I totally agree with you. Yes, he's psycho, but he needs to keep that right here in America, in Brooklyn. And maybe, start taking his meds. But this mess is coming next door to you in any other African country you are at. So Gambians, you heard him. He's recruiting people that want to come with him to Gambia. And you know what he's selling to them. They are going to be coming to look for virgins. So the first video that I showed you where he was with that Gambian woman, remember guys, I told you, I said that was a marketing thing. So, that Gambian woman, we won't even touch on her to begin with. I'll focus here with this guy. But that was a marketing strategy for people that are like him. So if you think he is psycho, imagine 3, 4, or 5 of him. They are Pan-Africanists too, by the way, just so you know. Because, hey, the Pan-Africanism has different meanings for different people, right? So this is why you have to base it on right or wrong. You don't have to fall for all these other shenanigans, all this, crazy Western BS, American BS they are bringing to you. This fantasy thing that's going to hurt you. You have to stay with reality. Your eyes and your ears are not lying to you. What you are seeing is real. Is real. And you would think from that other video he would have backed down. No, he's recruiting people to come to the Gambia to quote unquote seek virgins. Think about that. So we're in the 21st century, 2021. There's no more excuse for Africans to say, oh, we didn't know. We didn't know the plan was hatched behind us. No. You're seeing it and it's been analyzed right here. That's what my news reports are about, is to show you another side of the equation, another side of the coin, to break down, to show you what the culture and the way people think in the part of the world where I'm at, that many have no opportunity to come to. I wouldn't be doing my job if I'm not telling you exactly what is happening. I could be like others, just taking pictures and videos, posting it on Instagram. No, I'm here to give you the real. I'm not here to put you to sleep. I know it's uncomfortable for some, but this is what is real. You would thank me someday. Seriously, you would thank me someday when you come in contact with psychos like him. I'm just pointing out things that you are overlooking. Yes, when you think he's crazy, you are right. You are absolutely right. Your assessment is correct. But he needs to keep his ass here in America and take his meds. That's what he needs to be doing. But let's continue.
And also, a schizo indigo is someone who has schizophrenia. No. Let me go back. A schizologist is someone who talks to their therapist and psychologist, gets the knowledge from them, and becomes the therapist. Because I've given counsel to lots of hundreds of women in the past. I've done a lot of services for women, and I still do to this day. It's on the side. I don't. My hustle is not on YouTube and on Facebook. All right, my hustle is not on YouTube and Facebook. Peoples, I keep my shit down. I keep my numbers down. I'm low key. All right. So I learned I'm not pseudo at all. I keep it simple and I keep it real. If you talk to me, you'll know me in my inbox. This is why I'm still on the YouTube. If I'm not for you fucking popular, I wouldn't probably do this shit. If I ain't got one or two people talking to me, I wouldn't do none of this shit for you guys. But I'm gonna get on with the subject. I'm just gonna say one thing here. Oh yeah, schizo indigo is someone with schizoaffective as well, schizophrenia or whatever you want to call it. Who basically is born the way they were born. So now there's people out there saying they're indigo children, but they're really not indigo children. But
Yeah. So he's trying to give schizophrenia a fancy name. Another thing you guys don't understand, especially in Africa, people be confused. They hear somebody like him talk like this. It all sounds cool. And what you don't realize is that's how things operate in America. Most things are illusion. Think about it. These are people that would convince you that a man is a woman. They can come out and say to you, the sky is green. You're like, no, it's blue. No, it's green. They make it sound cool and then you would accept it. That's the type of society America is. So when you hear schizophrenia, that means the guy is batshit crazy. He should be taking his meds. Since when is being schizo a cool thing? And he's exhibiting all the signs. Look at his face. But the girl he was hanging out with, the Gambian girl, She has no clue. How many other females there have no clue? They just say, oh, it's an American guy. I met me an American guy. But you never question him. How come he's not doing what he's doing over there back in America? That never crosses their minds. He's telling them he's marrying them. I'm gonna let you hear more. It's gonna make you sick to your stomach. It's unbelievable.
Each his own. Okay, you can only be indigo child between the ages of 0 and 10 years old. You start becoming aware later on. So since you learned a little bit here, let's continue on now here. Please read my description box before you begin to make assumptions. This is what I do not like sensitives and people who are really thinking like everybody else to watch my videos. They're not for you. Now, so let's get on with the topic. Okay. Pornhub has changed their rules and regulations because I lost my virginity when I was 31 years old to my virgin Ethiopian wife. And we made some sex videos and shit, right? And then I said, okay, can I post this? And I can't post it because you know why? You're going to need verification. I'm on Pornhub. Yes, I do. And I've been fucking them bitches with fucking strap-ons. And I fucked the virgin because I lost my virginity to a virgin because I'm not a simp. I'm a type of jig.
You guys heard it, right? He said he is on Pornhub. So Gambian people who don't understand what Pornhub is. Pornhub is a porno website. A porn website. So anybody can make sex videos and upload it there for the world to see. They make money off of it. So the example I saw in that video with the Gambian girl, where he's making her turn around, biting her lips, which he calls kissing. These are all sick things. So that's very disturbing. If you look at that girl, how many women like her in that country exist? How many of them? So if Gambian authorities, you don't put a stop to this, pretty soon you would start seeing your daughters, your sisters, you would see them on Pornhub and any other porn websites. You would start seeing it because you've allowed devils to walk right into your front door and you didn't do anything about it. Who are you going to blame then? What, you're going to come and cry victim? Oh, these Americans did this to us. No, Afridamus is telling you that the devil is within your gates. You better wake up and see exactly what is happening. He just told you he's on Pornhub. So I'm here to reinforce that message. Take it or leave it, but the man is telling you what he is all about.
Gigolo, fetish gigolo, or that gets paid from women to do a various amount of things without having sex raw. I don't do sex raw. I may get my dick sucked and some shit like that. I'm just too real for y'all motherfuckers. A lot of you guys be like, oh, no guy can do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just got to have some sort of mental renaissance knowledge with your ass. You have to be a conversationalist as well. But anyway, understand this. Pornhub and any site that you want to expose yourself on sexually, okay, to expose, because my shit ain't small, okay, so they now permit you, they force you to, have ID for both individuals now, all right? So that's a good thing, but it could be a bad thing, it's too bad because...
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear this? So last time when I did the stream here, some of you were very smart enough. You watched the video and you questioned the age of that girl he was in the video with. You guys questioned it. Some people came, they say, oh no, this is a grown woman. I wouldn't call them idiots because I don't mind people disagreeing with me. So I'm not gonna call you an idiot just because you disagree with me. We can talk it out. But Why is he reluctant and is not too happy about, the IDs being confirmed? People, think about that. Doesn't that make you think he's going for minors, underage women? Some of you here were saying, no, 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 no. This girl is not 24 years old. And I think I believe you. I'm beginning to believe, be on you guys' side when you guys said she's not 24. Because who does that? Like, he already know the girl's age, right? So he's on camera with her. He's like asking her, oh, what's your age? So he wants to make up. It's like everything is scripted out on how she should speak. So he asked her, how old are you? She said, 24. She thought about it. But now, if these women are really old enough, okay? If they are old enough, why is he not happy about Pornhub trying to confirm their age? This is a sick guy, people. Take a look at those eyes. This is really sick. And people, I want you to know, Pornhub, once you find yourself on this website, is forever. Forever. So Gambian people, you better wake up and smell the coffee.
Now, since that day, I think it happened last year, okay? And then I made the video before. I know how to get viewers. Trust me on that. But I'm not interested in YouTube's algorithms and their biased intentions, okay? Other than that, if you want to make me popular, try the Patreon. It's much more entertaining. I know YouTube controls the viewership and everything else, but I'm sorry. I can't do anything else about that because I'm not really interested in being that popular anyway. And plus, I have a slot. Okay, so if it's 60 gets filled, okay, 60, I stop because I only need a certain amount of money, and I'm not that ambitious, okay, because I have things on my plate I gotta do. Gotta go to Gambia and gotta do my polygyny. My wife tried to fuck up, and she don't understand, regardless of which way she looks at it. I'm a psychopath, and I get what I want all of the time, okay, so that's just who I am, okay, all right? Everything is an asset to me. All right, but other than that, love is respect for me. Okay, I don't see things the same as a lot of people do because most people are technically delusional. Okay, but they want to call me delusional. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being myself, and people think they're alphas and shit. I'm like, wait a minute. But that's all I really wanted to say about Pornhub. If you felt that I wasted your time telling you vital information about myself early on, you should not watch my videos. Okay, if you got drawn to this video because of the insignia, okay, the symbol or the art, then that's all you, because you thought you was gonna see some nude videos or some shit. I can show you that shit, but I'm just trying to give you a heads up of what their policy is now.
Guys, you hearing this, right? Tell me you are not disturbed by this. Tell me you are not. You are seeing exactly what he's saying. Oh, I can show you nude pictures. Where did he get these nude pictures from? Where, people? Because he's traveling around Africa, taking pictures of quote unquote virgin women. That's what's happening. Look, I don't think you guys realize or understand how sick people are or can be in America. I don't think you guys understand. Seriously. You'll be talking to psychos, it would sound like normal, but these are sick, crazy people. Look, I've worked in the criminal justice system for many years. And when I tell you somebody is sick, believe me, I've worked with all kinds of criminals, murderers, rapists, bank robbers, gangbangers, drug dealers, you name it. All of them arsonists. So I can easily see where this is headed. This man moving next door to you is danger to your daughters and your sisters. I'm just letting you know. Much more in your tiny little country. So Gambian people, you better wake up. Ethiopia, Kenya, all these places he's going to. I noticed that he avoided Nigeria. He should go there. But he's not going to go there. Why not? So people, wake up.
Because I am on Pornhub. There's a lot of guys who beta males and beta alphas usually are the ones who complain a lot. But most of the time, when you're on the Pornhub, you got some alpha potential with you. Okay, you know, you exposing yourself and you exposing the women that you're fucking. But as I said before, I don't use vaginas. Okay? I use a strap on. Okay, all right. But other than that, please read my description box below. I know this video is going to probably get like 500, 600 views. I really don't really care. Okay, just make sure you share or, you know, join my Patreon. Okay, I also have an OnlyFans account. Okay, you know what I'm saying, because I'm the real McCoy. Okay? There's a lot of interesting shit happening in my life right now, and I can't get distracted by a lot of women trying to hit me up, showing me free nudes and shit and all this other shit for them to be my fucking ride or die chick, and I ain't got no time for that. I get to me.
Do you guys honestly believe that women are voluntarily sending pictures to this perv to be their ride or die chick? I mean, who knows? Might be possible. But you have to question their sanity too. See, African countries need to do the same thing that even the United States does. The country is over 300 million people. For you to enter through the front door, they do background checks on you. If you guys cannot afford to do the background check, I'm here giving you the news. Just send me the profiles and I will tell you, yay or nay. But if you think right now you guys have problems that you're dealing with, you haven't seen any problem yet. It's like, for example, if you're not homeless, you're crying about you have problems. Wait till you become homeless. Then you would know what real problem really looks like. So this is the same thing. You're dealing with somebody who you're hearing him. Pornhub, which is a porn website, he has no problem showing nude pictures of this quote unquote women he calls his wife. The last time he used a phrase, a troubling phrase, the Gambian female he was in the video with, he said, she's for the streets. Who says that? If she's your wife, what do you mean she's for the streets? That means he's saying she's a slut. So Gambian people, I'm just breaking it down for you. When you hear the word she's for the street, that means she's a slut, meaning a whore. I'm just letting you know. This is a problem.
He fucking hits my mailbox and I ain't got no time for that shit. So I got to limit to the amount of feedback I get. And I got to watch my fucking comments, because your comment is monitored, screened, and approved. No matter what you put down there, I'm going to make sure it is posted. No matter if it's insult. If it's a good insult, I'll post it. If it's a good roast, I'll post it. Somebody roasted me and said, this is a blood tickle on my face. I was cracking up. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That was the most funniest thing. But a lot of guys out there, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if you are watching this and you're white or Milano or mixed, please, guys, get the education before you commit suicide, because suicide is a serious fucking issue. All right, for you type of race of people, okay? And if you want the knowledge, you got to get the knowledge from someone who has done the things through a video footage. Because,
and you know, people, you have to see Oh yeah, Audrey. Yeah, he's a pimp, porn star. Last time he was a prophet. So here's the thing where you see like the Pan-Africanists that say, "Oh yeah, it's about Africa," but these are the type of things they don't want to talk about. They want to live in this fantasy, and they want you, me, and everybody to follow. They're this reckless fantasy. They just want you to just go along. Oh yeah, we all black, which is silly, you know. Oh, if we all black, why do we have a black pervert? A black pervert over here talking about he's a pimp. Don't you think black people, there's black sex offenders? But just like the last time, we have one that came trying to defend it. It's like, oh, white people do it too. So are you telling me that you approve of this? What's this have to do with white people? So these are the type of arguments they would bring to you. They would never, they don't want to be held accountable for anything. They never want to discuss things like this. You have African countries like Gambia and other places. They are not checking who's coming in. They left the door wide open. So it's like you bring in all kinds of people in. All kinds of people in. It is a sickness. And it needs to be addressed. If the Pan-Africanists are not going to talk about it, they just want to tell you about what happened in 1855. Tell them, when they provide time, if we can travel back to 1855, then we can talk about it. How about we talk about 2021, November 2021? That's what I'm doing here.
You should be listening to Lucario. You shouldn't be listening to Tyreek Nasheed, even though he got some awesome information in his books. It's just that I learned from pimps. I directly get the information from the pimps, and that's how I was raised in the 80s in Brooklyn, right? Other than that, that's all I really got to say. Been talking for 10 minutes. Okay, I hope you guys learned something in this video. You're going to need ID for the female that you put the video on. That's all it is, and I'm just trying to help give you a heads up. Peace.
People, you've heard him. He said, I hope you've learned something. So, sure, we've learned something here. So, people, I'm going to drop the link here real quick. This is a quick show. I'll be here for the next 20 minutes, but I'm going to drop the link and invite people in so you can tell me about what's on your mind, what you've heard. Okay? And what type of ideas do you have? Have you encountered people like him before? Have you seen people like him? So it's dangerous, people. And Amilcar, I agree. African nations, mostly, not all, but most, like they only do background harassment on other Africans. If you're American, sure, come on in. American of any stripe. So that's why when I hear even the Pan-Africanists talk about, oh, it's skin color. No, 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 no. Do you understand? You have the privilege because of the foreign passport you have. The same white country that you're trying to shit on, we know you have the privilege because of that. You see how they treat other fellow Africans. It's not the same way. We have Fuller Man here. Fuller Man, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you for coming in. Last time you saw the video that I analyzed over here.
Right.
And
Right.
then now seeing this and hearing the man himself saying he's on his way to Gambia, he's trying to recruit people on Patreon. Obviously, you know, his fellow perverts. And
Right.
listening to all this and the Pornhub thing, like, what do you think about what you've heard so far?
Um, he's a pedophile, number one. Number two, someone needs to castrate him so he can't do this because at the end of the day, sometimes preventive measures are needed. You know, when you're dealing with someone like that, and sometimes you need to send a message to others to show them that this is not going to be tolerated. So, in my opinion, someone needs to castrate him, and someone needs to label him for what he is, a pedophile. I may need to
Hmm.
do a video myself and call him a pedophile. As a matter of fact, I think when I get to my house, I am going to do a video and call him a pedophile because
Yeah.
he is a pedophile at the end of the day. I mean, I mean, if you weren't a pedophile, why ask about age and why talk about ID if you weren't a pedophile? If you weren't that,
You know,
if you weren't that, that wouldn't even be a problem. That wouldn't be an issue. And before you go, most Pan Africanists, what they do is they use the banner of Pan Africanism to fulfill their fetishes. What you'll find in a lot of these Pan African groups, I've never been in them, but what you find mostly is they'll join the group and they'll have sex with all the women in the group and
right,
talk that empowerment stuff.
right.
And all it was is just to get their rocks off for some kind of material benefits, you know, like either it's for money or for sex. So that's why us continental Africans, we laugh at Pan Africanism. Like even myself, like when I learned about like Caribbean history, I knew I had to read about it. And
Right.
then like when I had to go there, I knew I had to go there with an empty cup and respect culture and respect customs when I went there. So when I went to Haiti, I went there with an empty cup. And because I did go there with an empty cup, they started calling me their extended family. You know, I didn't go there trying to impose my way or the highway. And these Pan Africanists are trying to bring that to Africa, and we can't have it. We got to stop it.
And it's just, if you look at this man especially, and with the Pan-Africanist group, there's no accountability because the only requirement is you have to be black. So are you telling me we don't have, I mean, as we can see, I mean, you and I both that live here in America or wherever, we know that there's black pedophiles, there's black murderers, there's black
Yes,
everything.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
how can that be the marker for who qualifies and who isn't? How does that even make sense?
Listen,
And and on top of it, you heard the people he's quoting because he thinks he's a pimp. He thinks he's one of those red pill people, you know, people like Mr. Lucario, you know, who fancy himself as being in an open marriage where, you know, he can just have sex with whoever and his wife have sex with whoever. You know, what kind of man does that? But these are the type of
exactly.
sick culture, you know, some of these people have, and they want to bring that to places like the Gambia, you know, and any other
And,
African country.
and you know what's sad about this whole thing? This is what's sad about the whole thing. They talk, oh, the white man this, the white man that. Why are you imitating him then? Why are you imitating his ways? You
Right,
know, because when you read it about colonialism and stuff like that, they were into things like that. So you
right.
talk about the white man, but you're still imposing colonial ways. You're copying colonialism. And you talk about the white man you hate so much, but you're imitating him.
Hmm. And they are not
It's like
even
you almost want to be
imitating,
him.
they are not even imitating the best of the white man, the sick, degenerate part of the white. Those are the ones they are imitating, not the best
Exactly.
of the white man. Because
Exactly.
this is why
No,
they
no,
also, the
not
white,
that's not what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't mean it like that. I should have
Oh no, I
reworded
know.
it. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just adding onto it because the fact of the matter is like they are trying to condition people to go along with this sick idea of saying, oh, no snitching, oh, don't talk about the black person. But how many Africans do you know? Oh, I don't know any, but how many do you know that is traveling around to different places, even in America or wherever, saying, oh, I'm going there to seek their women, I'm going there, to sleep with the women, I'm there to look for virgins. I am yet to see any
Exactly.
African ever do this. So if you are bringing
Exactly.
a behavior that, because if you say you are African and that's not an African behavior, why shouldn't we, you know, call it out and question it? And we should keep an eye on this Pan Africanist. Seriously. Because it feels like they're wearing the cloak of Pan Africanism only to hide their true intention.
Yeah, their real intentions. That's it. That's it. Do me a favor and drop his page and the link to the video so I can do this because now I'm obligated to do it now. Because, like, I don't want him showing up in Guinea Bissau thinking he can do it. I don't
Yeah.
want him showing up in Cape Verde thinking he can do it. Hell, I don't want him showing up anywhere else thinking that he can do this or people like him can do this.
Most definitely. Yeah, it's definitely. I'm going to put the link in the in the um in the description box afterwards, so that it would be there and you can just hit the link and go straight to the page. You know, but this is a serious issue. Just like as usual, we have his partner Reyes, who was here last week trying to defend him. He's
I
back talking
remember
about,
that.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah, I remember.
y'all love white women. At least if you say white women, you're talking women, not children. Women. There-
Exactly.
There's a
Exactly. At
difference.
least exactly. Exactly. At least we like women and not children.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the difference. We're not pedophiles. That's the difference between us and me personally. I don't love white women, but if I did, at least I'm doing it legally.
Well,
At least I'm doing it morally.
see, that's the type of arguments they like to say. Oh, you like white women, as if that is supposed to shame you.
So
You know,
exactly.
that is
Yeah,
supposed to shame you. This is what I'm saying.
exactly.
The argument that he's trying to make. Many are going to make that argument. I
Right.
question, because he's saying, oh, she's 24. But okay, who has their girlfriend or wife, whatever? If you guys already been together, you know the age, right? Why do you feel the need to come on camera and ask her, hey, how old are you? It seems like everything is orchestrated. And then you come on here, you make a video, and you're disturbed by Pornhub asking
Right.
for IDs. If these are grown
Right.
women, if
Right.
they're
Right.
grown
Right.
women, why is he worried about, them trying to confirm how old these women are? That shouldn't be a problem.
Hold on, just a minute. Ray, shut your ass up, dude. He's a pedophile, okay?
Oh, he
And if
has to
you
be.
support it, and if you support it, you're a pedophile too.
Look,
Shut
look,
up, please.
Reyes is, you heard him last time he came on here when he was in the chat area. He's speaking the same way he's speaking. These are the type, you got to deal with, because you look at it, your average black guy in America, honestly, your average black guy, just go look online. If you want to hold real conversations with them, you can't. But all they think about is sex and sports. If you want to be able to talk with them about something, sex, sports, and entertainment. So Reyes is no different than this man. This is why he sees himself in him. That's why the last time he came, he was saying the same thing in the chat. But when he came face to face with me on when he hit the link, I asked him if he is condoning this, supporting it. He didn't stand on that ground. He started getting shaky. So Reyes, I don't want to, give energy to Reyes. Reyes is of the same clothing. He's the same as this man. He is finally proving himself to be just like that man. That's it. But you see, he's making it about ADOS. ADOS are not the Pan-Africanists. They're not going to Africa. What's this have to do with ADOS? He's sending the dog whistle to people who have nothing to do with this.
I'm going to tell you a story. A friend of mine from Haiti sent me a video on WhatsApp, and it was with a pedophile, and the pedophile was messing with a little boy. Actually, I would say
Wow.
like 10 minutes. I would say like 10 minutes later, that pedophile was castrated, and they showed the castration. And I said, yeah, we need to do this more in Africa, because they're coming now. Now these people are coming over more and more in drones, trying to do the same things. And no disrespect, I may be jumping off too far. Who's not to say that who's not to say that this guy is like stable enough not to mess with little boys, you know?
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
he said he's a schizo himself. He
yeah,
said that himself. So
right.
who knows what else he may be doing over there? We don't know.
Yeah, this is crazy, because if you look at, it's almost like they, like you said, they want to copy the degenerate white people, the ones that are doing this. Just like you see, they go to Haiti, like some of these people are so sick, they would set up like quote unquote churches just to molest little boys and girls. You look at the ones they kidnap in Haiti with all this trauma. Like, what are you doing over there in Haiti? Oh, we're here to help the people. So, a bunch of these people, like him,
Right,
this guy, go to his channel. He's saying the same thing. Oh, I'm going
right,
up to the Gambia to help the people. Nobody
right.
called. Nobody called for you. Why are you over there?
Exactly,
Nobody
exactly,
asked you to come. What are you there to help
exactly.
them with? Oh, you
No,
just want to
and not only
sexually
that,
exploit
and not
children.
no, and not only that. Why don't you help your own backyard first before you go somewhere else to help where you don't know nothing about the culture and you don't even know a language there? Although it is an English speaking country, the local dialects, of course, are Wolof, Mandinka, Pular, and stuff like that. Why don't you help with your own community before trying to go somewhere else?
Sexual exploitation, and the crazy thing is, you don't even have to listen hard to hear it. All you have to do is just go online and explore all you're hearing, because this like, oh, focus on the white man. Okay, well, I'm hearing you telling us how you want to go exploit the virgins, young innocent women in Africa. And you're not only saying it on the internet, you are actually making the moves. Hey, if you're showing me what you are, I believe it. But you see, some of these people, they are so far gone. They are so degenerate to a point that they look at you like you're the one with the problem for having issues with this. Like they're like, you're the sick one for not allowing me to exploit young girls, to have sexual interest in young girls. They look at you like you are the sick one. So this is what we're dealing with. So that's why we have to, wake Africans up. You know, I mean, because the world is not all sunshine and butterfly. These people you're seeing.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta do a video on this now because it's like this guy, like because look, and this is even worse. These schizophrenic people are unstable. So what if he does something like physically violent to one of these people,
Mm-hmm.
to one of the locals? That's very possible because he's not. You can tell by how he looks. He's not stable. You can tell just
Well,
by how
not
he carries himself.
well. He's told us. I mean, not even just observing him. He opened his mouth himself to tell us. So so for somebody to even come in the chat, you remember last time too. For some reason, Reyes cannot keep away because it's like how a preacher is preaching about the ills and the dangers of drug dealing or murderers. If you're not a murderer or any of that, why would you feel the need to come and defend it? And even if you're so, don't you think something inside of you should should start ringing a bell and say, hey, this is not a good thing. I need to change. But that's not what is happening. But this man in the video, he's a sick man. He's a sick man. No doubt about that. And he himself said it. So, he's not hiding it. People need to wake up and smell the coffee. That's all I gotta say to them. But Fuller
And
man,
here's the
thanks.
thing.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
One more thing. I listen. I know that monetarily our countries are messed up. I know
Mm-hmm.
monetarily we're messed up. I understand that. But we have to have some dignity not to basically exploit, endanger our people just for monetary gain, just for tourism dollars. We can't like a line has to be drawn. We
Right.
can't we can't like just be in such dire circumstances that we allow ourselves to just like compromise like safety, compromise like morals just because we're hungry monetarily. We can't do that.
Bad,
We're
bad,
gonna lose at the end if we do that.
bad idea. Because see, most African countries have been on this trajectory for some time, and we see it's not getting Africa anywhere. So the same group of people who would say, "Oh, why don't you talk about the white, sex tourism?" So you're telling me if that exists, you're just gonna come and add on to it. You're gonna add on to it.
Well, I'll give you one more example and then we'll leave. There's this sick, perverted guy named Nature Boy, and he has said that even that he walks around naked in front of his kid. He has said that he lets his kid touch his phallus and things like that. He has
Hmm.
said that he's a nudist and things like that. And then his response was, "Well, white people do it, and you guys don't say anything about it."
Wow. Yeah, that's sick. The moment somebody start doing the whataboutism, they lose me completely because it's like, what is your morals? Like if I do something wrong and somebody correct me, I'm not gonna be like, hey, Joe Blow does it too. Like, does that mean that just because somebody did it and they are not doing it right in front of us, you're doing it and we're correcting you? Does that mean we can't talk about it? So Africans, you need to wake up. Is this Nature Boy, is he also on his way to Africa? Oh, we lost Fuller Boy. But ladies and gentlemen, I didn't come to stay very long. I know the program is going good. We're having a good time. But please, Gambians, especially Africans, wake up. Have some dignity, and wake your people up about what is happening. Don't let people put you to sleep with this quote unquote Pan-Africanist talk. Don't fall for it. Okay? As you can see, the man that I highlighted today, I see how many of you are already, disgusted, with it, on seeing exactly what his intentions are. His intentions are not good. He's not there to help. He's not there to do anything that is positive to that country. So spread the message, share the videos. And I know some people, they might not like it. That's not what it's about. It's about what is factual. Everything you've seen here, there's nothing there that can help African people. It's exploitation, pedophilia, and at most sick perverts coming your way. And if you're not like that, I'm not talking to you. But those of you that are that way, what I'm saying is true. And you can take that to the bank. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I would see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy.